Hello and welcome to a special episode of Backstage with Boria with Venkatesh Iyer. If you actually think the IPL retention process is one person who I think justifiably could just feel emotional about it. That's the word because look at his contribution. 2021, from nowhere, this man arrives on the scene and what does KKR do? Zoop. I mean, all of those games during that COVID period, September, we remember. Each one of us remember what he did. And then 2024, so finalist in that particular year, 2024 winning the IPL for KKR. We remember the knock in the finals as well and in the playoffs. Also vice captain, something that we don't really talk about because Nitish was vice captain and then got injured and Venkatesh Iyer was actually handed the vice captaincy. So part of the leadership group of the KKR franchise. So clearly some fabulous years with KKR. Could feel a tad emotional about it. I will ask him that question. Venkatesh, how do I kind of understand this retention? By the way, let me tell you this. I get what KKR has done. I think they've done right. But I also, when I think about your thing and I see your performances, fabulous. I mean, you have every right to feel emotional and it's just that I don't know how to express. You tell me.
The honest thing, as someone who analyzes cricket as well, is that KKR has had a very good retention. I feel that they have covered easily 14 to 16 overs in the field, and with the bat, they have almost covered 5 positions. So I feel they've had great retentions, but I would have loved to be on that list. KKR has given me the big breakthrough. I've given my everything for KKR, and the thing is, see, beyond cricket, there is a certain thing called emotion. We all love this game so much. There is so much passion involved, and one reason being is that you play with a team, you play with a family. You're away from home where you don't have your parents, your better halves. There you are with other cricketers, and they're not just 16 professionals there or 11 professionals. You are there as a cohesive unit and as a family. And in the case of KKR, it's not just the 16, 20, 25 players, but the management, the staff, the guys behind the scene. It's a complete family, and this is what makes that even special. There's so much emotion behind that it kind of gets me a little teary-eyed that this is not my name on that retention list. But again, I'm a practical guy. I understand how it works. I was at the receiving end of being one of the retentions in 2022, and I knew how it feels to be retained and to be left out as well. So, I think KKR has had a great retention. But again, I'm really happy for that. But I love to be there. And then still, the doors are open. Obviously, if I have a good option, then I might still end up playing for the team that I love the most.
That is the next question. It is not in your hands. They don't have an RTM. But in the auction, hand on heart, would you love it when that paddle goes up for your name? And if KKR picks you back, would you be happy about that?
So this is something that I haven't told a lot of people. Back in 2021 when I was picked, so I don't have that video, but I did not see KKR raise the paddle for me. So that video was not shown. Okay, so I've never seen KKR raise the paddle for me. So obviously after that I was retained, so there was no paddle showing for me. I'm really excited and I want to see the paddle go up for me by KKR, and I'll be really happy. I'm confident that KKR does have a thought that I should play for them, and I've resonated so much with the KKR spirit over the years, and if that happens, then I'll be the happiest. Also understanding that it's anyone's game. It's the auction dynamics are different, but again, we're all humans. We have a soft corner, we have favorites. In that case, I'd love to go back to KKR.
Boss, I let me make this clear. Ultimately, fan loyalty, emotion, passion, sport is all about that. So what you just said makes absolute sense. If anyone comes and says no, then he or she doesn't love sport. So what you just said makes 500% sense to me. That's how loyalties are built. That's why we watch sport. You play for a particular club, you play for a particular team, you play for a particular franchise, you play for a particular set of fans. Come on, I mean that's how it is, right? A word on before I ask you about domestic cricket, and also I want to ask you about leadership. But before that, a word on those 70,000 who comes to Eden Gardens every single day, braving the 40 degrees heat to cheer for Rinku and Andre and Venki and Sunil and the rest of the people. Those fans, a word on them.
They are the actual winners. to be honest. I said it in one of the post-match interviews that we play cricket for them. And when we have our meetings, one point that is constantly reiterated, be it Abhishek Nair, be it Gautam Gambhir, be it Brendan McCullum, or whoever was before that, is that we are here because of them and we are here for them. We play cricket to entertain them. That is the fact, and that's what keeps us going. As athletes, I'm playing Ranji Trophy now. Very less people come to watch, but when the evening session sets in, there are 300, 400, 500 people coming to watch us. It's a different ball game altogether. It gives you so much energy and you give so much back to the game. So I think Kolkata has always shown love for cricket, and it's just not plain love. There is so much passion, and they understand cricket. They're educated cricket fans, I feel. Who understand the game, who understand to appreciate cricket. Be it someone else who scored runs for the mother franchise, but they'll appreciate good cricket. So to play at Eden Gardens in front of those 70,000 people, it's always a special feeling.
What is the right time? Walk when it's great to crawl. Play when it's great to write. What is the right time? To be a born talent. To be a future champion. To walk alone. Playing under 16 at 12. Facing 20,000 balls with a half-grown spine. What is the right time? Too little to be selected. Too talented to be rejected. The papers, selectors all asking, what is the right time? The right time is when you do it. They say you're too young to play, but you're always old enough to dream.
Don't worry about what the future will look like. Just prepare for it. Fearless plans from Aegis Federal Life Insurance help you and your family prepare for the future.
Like I said at the start of the show, not many of us clearly remember about your leadership ability. You were part of the leadership group. How much did you learn? Because clearly you give people an option now. You were part of that leadership group. You have the experience of playing for the country, for the club with success, for the franchise with success. Tell me a little bit about that stint as vice captain of KKR when Nitish unfortunately was not there. Tell me about your thing. I mean, this kind of adds a feather. Indian all-rounder, rare. But the ability to do multiple things, open, rare, and also at various positions in the batting order, plus this leadership ability gives you a kind of edge going into the auction. Thoughts about that?
Well, obviously, we've had this conversation. I've had this conversation with my coaches as well, and I remember doing an interview with you where I've always maintained that I want to contribute in multiple facets of the game, be it batting, bowling, fielding, or even maybe suggestions on the field, off the field, be it to the coaches or captain or players. I've always maintained that. And this year, I remember there was a gym session before the tournament started, and Gigi sir was also there. Gautam Bhai was there. He came up and he told me that you've been with this franchise for 4 years now, so you're a senior in that sense, and we expect you to be a leader. And that suddenly gives you a lot of confidence. It makes you feel like you belong there, and okay, now this is my franchise, and I can say or do whatever I want. I mean, of course, in the good interest of the team. And when Nitish unfortunately suffered a finger injury, there was a meeting, and then they announced that I would be the vice captain. Obviously, a very proud moment for me. And the best part about it was Gigi sir. He would always point, and he would always tell me that you stand in the slips, you adjust the field. You are the vice captain. You take care of the field. You want to change someone, you change it. You wanna make a decision, and if Shreyas is far, make it. No one will judge you, and we are confident that you will do it well. So I think that in itself adds so much confidence to you as a player. You suddenly feel like, okay, I own this place, and when you own a certain place, there comes care and there comes so much love for it, passion for it, that you end up doing everything in the interest of the team, and that's what you saw. Like, I remember batting in almost all the positions for KKR last year, be it open, 1 down, 2, 3, 4. I remember batting at 8 also in one game. So the spirit was so good, the backing was so much that it didn't even cross my mind that, okay, I'm batting out of position. What will happen to me? Next year is the mega auction, this, that. Nothing came in my mind. So I think credit to the management for maintaining such a good atmosphere and giving players like me the opportunity to not just, show skills through cricket, but also leadership as well. So in that sense, personality development as well.
These are great words, because this is what it is about. It is not just who wins, who loses. It is ultimately about creating better players, better human beings, better.
Yeah.
And that's why credit to the board also. The
True.
BCCI has nurtured this tournament in a manner that now look at what it has become. Look at the brand. By doing the retention in the manner that they did, by doing these categories, they've made the auction a fascinating one. So credit to the board, credit to the franchises for the brand that this IPL has become, with billions of fans around the world supporting this tournament. You guys at the forefront as players. This is music to my ears. Couple more questions. One, when I see your evolution, 2021, when all of a sudden Venkatesh Iyer, and that kind of season, I mean the breakthrough kind of season, then to keep, obviously it cannot be the same. There has to be a trough. Again, it will go up. How much have you kind of learned, with these ups and downs? I'm sure you've evolved as an individual and as a cricketer.
I've learned a lot, to be honest. I was when I entered the scene in 2021. Suddenly, I felt that I could do no wrong. Wherever I went, I would score runs. If I would bowl, I would pick up wickets. I would dive with one hand and get catches. So there was a certain thought in my mind that, okay, I cannot do anything wrong. But then when reality hits you, and when practicality hits you, to be honest, when you face the best in the world, when you learn that, okay, your skill is not perfect, and people can find mistakes in your batting and then exploit it, or bowling for that matter. I think that's when you understand that, okay, the grind will never stop. The hard work will never stop. The way you've come here, you have to maintain that. You have to top that with your hard work and practice. You can't sit there thinking like, okay, everything is going my way, I'll relax now. But as an individual, I think that has had more impact on me, in my personal life. The way I look at things now, I feel these ups and downs, these performances, non-performances, all this selection, being ousted from the team, all these things. This has made me very composed as an individual, and that has added to my cricket career. Now I'm really composed. Now I look at things in multiple ways. I just don't see it one way. I see it through different eyes. I do a deep dive into a lot of situations. So I feel this was important for me as a human to experience all this, just so that when I grow up, I have multiple experiences to share, and now I feel I'm much more relaxed as an individual. That time I was really hyper, and then all the way, and you can't blame me, right? I got a lot of success instantly, and everything was going my way. So I just kind of went on with the flow. But now I understood things, what it takes to maintain at that level. I've become more choosy about things, and I feel I've evolved as a leader a lot. Now I whichever dressing room I walk in, be it Indore, the city that I play, be it Madhya Pradesh, where I'm not the captain, but I still know that I'm a leader here, and my suggestions will be valued and taken into consideration. And it won't change even if I go into KKR or any other setup. I know that I can contribute with my thoughts and suggestions as well. So I think I've evolved as a human.
Fascinating. Last question. Coming back into the national team, that's a goal. That's something that will drive you. Domestic cricket, you are playing now. You're playing red ball. That's an opportunity. Clearly, England coming up next year, huge series. So good domestic season, and of course making it back for the white ball format as well. Thoughts?
Well, yes, but the way I'm looking at it has changed. I'm not carrying baggage now. I do want to make it back to the Indian team. And Varun recently made his debut. Comeback. That really motivated me. When Varun can do it, I can do it too. I was really confident of it, and I'm really happy for the guy. I've seen for 3 years how hard he has worked. For him to get back into the Indian team, I was extremely happy, and that really motivated me. When he can do it, I can do it too. But I know the way how I need to make it back into the Indian team, and at the same time, I feel like whichever games I'm playing, be it domestic, Recently, I went to England to play for Lancashire. Whichever games I'm playing, I am taking the learnings with me and I'm wanting to contribute more and more. So I think, yes, it is in the back of my mind, but I'm not taking it as an excess baggage, that I have to play for India. Because if I do that, then I'm not doing justice to where I am right now. And one very, very good thing Shahrukh Bhai told me during the last year's IPL, he just came up and he told me that sometimes in order to achieve something great, we forget where we are. That is also good. We forget to respect where we are currently. That takes away from both. We end up not going there as well, not respecting this also. So I really have that in mind to, respect where I am. Right now, my aim is to, do well for Madhya Pradesh. We're playing in the Ranji Trophy. I want to win as many games. That's the aim, I've never been a big fan of big runs and big wickets. I've been a fan of impact. I want to create an impact on whichever team I play for. And that's what I'm doing right now for MP. I want to create an impact, make MP win as many matches as possible. And then obviously a big auction coming up. The child in me is very excited for it. So let's see how it goes.
I'll end there. All I will say is it will go well. See, look, there is no question. You've achieved that. I mean, if you just analyze it, all of us know. You also hand on heart know this. I know this as an analyst. Ask anyone, he or she will know that basis what you've achieved in 21 or 24 or whatever, you will have a very good auction. Which team will pick you up, that we don't know. But as you said, hopefully emotion and passion will come together. And this time round, you will see that paddle going up. Because good things happen to good people, Venkatesh Iyer. Thank you very much for joining me. Loved the interview. I love these kind of positive interviews, and because this is what makes me feel good about sport. So all the very best for your domestic competition, for Madhya Pradesh, for red ball cricket, of course for the auction and for everything you do going forward. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.